Okay guys, which one is which? Let's see if you can guess. Hey guys, it's Jess from Shestheposh. Welcome back. And today we are going to be comparing these two shoes, the Valentino Flats Rockstud and the Kaitlyn Pan Rockstud. So if that's something you're into, please stay tuned. I make videos every Wednesday and Sunday and they're all designer and fashion related. I never pay full price for any of these pieces. If that's something you're into, please remember to subscribe below, ring that bell. Okay, let's get started. So today we are going to be comparing the two. As you know from my other video, I do have a little bit of a Kaitlyn Pan Rockstud collection. It's something that I started. I never thought I would actually own the real Valentinos until I found a pair for a really great price on Poshmark. It was well loved, it was used, but it was still in really great shape. So I went ahead and purchased it. So now I will be able to compare the two for you. So here are the two shoes in question. Now, which one do you think is the real thing? Any guesses? Any guesses? It's this one. You probably, if you've already seen my video, you would know that these are my Kaitlyn Pan. So we're gonna start just by showing each pair of the shoes, and then we're gonna compare them side by side, and we're just gonna talk about, I'm gonna talk about comfort and talking about the overall look and quality. So this is the Rockstud ones. As you can see, they're pretty well used, well loved. This one is in the patent leather. You have the Rockstud detail here, and then you have wraparound up here detail, and you also have a closure right here. So there's two hook closures right here. It is completely flat, has the pointed, this is like a caged look right here for this. And this has become a pretty classic style for the Rockstud. This is one of the more affordable Rockstuds. These retail for around just under $800 brand new, and I was able to score these ones for $800 on Poshmark because they were well used. They did not come with a box or a dust bag. But I loved this color, this beautiful red color, and I thought it was a chance for me to try out the Valentinos. Is it worth the hype? So this is the patent leather, and again, when I'm looking at this in detail, so this particular shoe, the inside, everything is in pretty good shape for being so, you know, it was used. She said it was well used. She was just moving and she didn't see herself using these again, so she went ahead and got rid of it. The Rockstuds, like none of the Rockstuds have fallen off. She hasn't had to replace any. And just like think how many times that this has been open and closed. This leather right here, there's absolutely no cracks in the leather. That was the first thing that impressed me. There is no, I look in there, I look for like glue residue. I mean, there is some wear to the inside, but there isn't any glue residue coming out. That usually happens with older shoes. You'll see that there is a few pop stitches. So there was a little bit of a pop stitch right here. There are some scuffs on the outside of the shoe, but I am overall, with how well used these are, the quality of the Valentino pump is very, very impressive to me, especially this leather, because I would have thought how often these are used and how often you are buckling it. You do have some like sizing marks too, but there's no cracking to that, and none of these Rockstuds are loose. None of them are spinning, none of them are moving. And there's very few scuffs and marks on this patent leather. Maybe if I had gotten one of the softer ones, there would be. And then the comfort with this. The thing with the comfort is this, there is no kind of pad to the shoe. Like when I go ahead and I take this shoe and I'm, you know, you kind of press down and you're wearing it, there's nothing, there's not comfort there, which is a negative of these Valentinos, which I've heard is that they're just not super comfortable. Again, there's also blistering and things like that. So we have, I put on the back here, we have like just like a little thing that helps with rubbing, so I don't get any blisters. It's a little bit of a pad, which helps with the comfort. But when you do walk on it, if you walked on it for long periods of time, I didn't have any rubbing or anything here, but I did notice like this is not, you know, it's not cradling your foot. There's, you know, it's just basically flat. So there is a little bit of discomfort if when I've worn it for a while. It is a flat shoe, it is comfortable, but I couldn't see myself like walking around, you know, all day in this particular shoe, but I didn't have any blisters or any rubbing or any problems like that. So yes, this is a Valentino. Let's go look at the Caitlyn. As you can see, absolutely the same detailed things I've noticed. I mean, I've only had this shoe since the fall, and I've used it I've worn them probably 5 or 6 times. I do have a few little scratches on here, but the quality with Kaitlyn Pan, this shoe retails for them, I believe it's just around $100 or just under $100. I will put links to this below. But again, leather, it's a really good quality. There are no pop stitches so far that I'm seeing, no glue residue. The inside, you know, it's looking in really good shape. Again, you have the Rockstud details all throughout. None of them are loose, but maybe as I wear this, you know, they get more loved as the Valentino's one. Maybe there'll be issues, but as of right now, there's not. This is real leather. The metal gold tone to this hardware is absolutely gorgeous. And as you can see, it's really hard to kind of tell the difference. Like if these Kaitlyn Pan, the biggest difference I have with these is the comfort. When you push on the bottom of this Kaitlyn Pan insole, there's a cushion. There's a cushion to it. Again, if I walked around these all day, maybe I would start to get, you know, probably be a little bit uncomfortable because it is still really flat, but there is a cushion to it, which gives you a little bit of comfort when you're walking, especially if you're walking around the city or in a hard surface. It did give me, when I wore it one time for a while, it was the first time wearing it. It had not been broken in yet, but I did get a little blister on my pinky toe from it rubbing just on that one side. But when I wear these, I make sure to do the hack where you put lotion on your foot ahead of time, and then you can also reapply a little bit of lotion on your toe, and that helps with that rubbing. But the comfort overall in this shoe is very, very comfortable. I could definitely walk in this shoe a lot longer than I could walk in the Valentino. And I know that that was, you know, when I've seen videos on these Valentino flats, that was one, you know, arguments or big negatives that people had on the flats is that they were just uncomfortable, where Kaitlyn Pan, you do have that padding. Again, if I wear this all day, most likely it would bother me. Them together like this. So some of the biggest differences here, I mean, gosh, man, that leather, the leather looks almost exactly the same, except the leather that I'm noticing on the Valentino is it is more of a grain to it than the Kaitlyn Pan. So that's probably why you're not seeing scratches and things on there, because it is more of a grained leather, where the Kaitlyn Pan is more of a smooth leather. See, even the color, I mean, I know that's different color, I know it's different leather, but I mean, this is pretty close together. I mean, obviously you can tell the leather color is a little bit different. The color of the Rockstuds are a little bit different, but my goodness, guys, like this is pretty close. Shoes look almost identical, except for the price. Have your Valentino Rockstuds, and yes, I got a great deal on that, but this isn't something that's gonna happen all the time. Like if you get these shoes, you're gonna be looking at around $800. You're gonna be forking out maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on the deal that you get. Sometimes these will go on sale for like $500, $400. And it is excellent quality. It's like, this is a well-made shoe. It's lasting. The leather is really well made. It's, you know, very few things are going wrong with this. However, the comfort, I feel like that is just lacking. If they had just added a little bit of padding, or maybe a little bit of, I don't know what those are called, but you know that they're in the insole, just right in the corner. It adds like a little cushion to your arch. If they had just done that, then this shoe would be #1 for me. I would see this shoe has the whole package, that this would be worth it more than the Kaitlyn Pan shoes. But these ones, for just like $100 or just under $100, they have amazing colors. It's spot on. You can't really tell the difference. And this one is more comfortable than the Rockstud. It has a little bit of a cushion, a pad. It's well-made shoe. Yes, I do have a couple of scratches on here. You might see a little bit more wear on these over time. Time will tell how these will last. However, it looks identical, practically identical. Like no one can tell when you're wearing these shoes which one is which. I doubt that you would be able to tell. And if I'm looking at someone with shoes, I wouldn't be able to tell, which is why I have such a huge Kaitlyn Pan Rockstud collection, because I'm getting a high quality shoe. It's a fair price, and it's a way to rock this trend for less. So I definitely, comparing these two here, yes, the Valentino is absolutely gorgeous, great quality, and it's nice to have the real thing. Like, to have the Valentino, to have the real designer and the real person that made this shoe. There's something to say about that. Like, having the person that designed it, having that brand in your closet is something to say. Like, that's something I agree with. I like when I have the original designer like hanging in my closet, put on my shelf. However, if it's just not in your budget, I mean, for me, shoes I don't like to spend tons of money on, but I love the trend, then you should maybe just start getting the Kaitlyn Pan. I have their website, they have discounts, they have family discounts, different things like that. They're also on Amazon, but I like using her actual website because there's more colors, you can get custom made items, and the quality is impeccable compared to the Valentino. So definitely the Valentino, getting the original. It's a high quality shoe, you can't go wrong with it, but I have to give it to Kaitlyn. I have to give it to her based on comfort and price. This is the ultimate winner. Okay guys, that is everything. I hope that helped you comparing the two, that there are ways to get those designer dupes and to get that fashion, and there's high quality fashion out there. I think sometimes when we look at Amazon and those things, I've tried some of their bags and things like that, and they're not the good quality. They fall apart, they're not real leather, but Kaitlyn Pan is real leather. They also have dupes with, they have Gucci dupes that I have from them. They have some Chanel inspired ones, and then they have their own brand, their own styles to choose from. So it's a great alternative to that. But again, I love Valentino, excellent quality shoe as well. It just kind of goes with what's your budget and what is most important to you. All right, guys, and as always, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Bye, guys.